Aquatic Wildlife Resources. Good morning, Brent.
Good morning, Chris.
Thanks for joining us via Zoom. Where you at? It looks nice.
This is home.
Nice.
In Manila.
Nice pictures in the background.
Did you say, is that Nemo?
Well, yeah.
Is that
well, I
Nemo?
don't have my glasses on, okay? So all I see is an orange fish. I don't know.
All
With a
Bree
stripe.
sees is orange. Yeah.
Can we get the
Where,
sign?
where are my glasses?
I could, but I don't want to bore you.
that's
That's a
definitely
god
not
owl.
me.
How about that?
There you go. There you go. That's a god. All
I
right.
have my glasses on. Right?
So Brent, you guys put out an advisory box, jellyfish. When are we anticipating that? We're going to pop up the pics, and could you just go ahead and just give us that advisory again and what people can expect, especially because so many are going to the beach.
Right. Well, box jellyfish show up around Guam on a relatively predictable schedule. It's based on moon phases, and the months of the summer, June, July, and August, are the busiest months, or they seem to be the most around. And it's when the highest likelihood of people getting stung. We had large numbers up and show up last month in July, and I heard of a couple of people being stung. One thing I like to emphasize is these are not deadly box jellyfish. It just can give a kind of a painful sting. But we expect them from the 11th, from today through Friday, the end of the week, especially in areas that have a shallow reef flat. So places like Tumon, PD, Pago Bay, Mauricio are all places where they are fairly regularly seen, and those are places to kind of watch out for them.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask, and I know this is going to be stupid, but I've heard this that if you get stung by a jellyfish,
I think I know where this is going.
You should pee
do
on
I.
it. Is that true, or
Yeah.
is that just a myth?
Because my cousin got stung in the mouth one time, and let me tell you, my grandpa's remedy for it was I still can't unsee it.
Okay, yeah, I wish you didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't go there, but you.
I was stung across the face last year, and I was glad that my coworker knew that was not the proper treatment as well. I'll tell you.
Oh my goodness! So it's not true, because I tried windsurfing, and it's called windsurfing, right? And it was a bunch of people, and they were like, there was jellyfish in the water, and I had trained for it, did a couple of hours trying to figure out how to do this thing. So when we went out there, I saw the jellyfish, and I was like, oh man, I don't know. But there were all these other windsurfers, and they're like, it's okay, you could do it. We'll just pee on it, pee on you if you get stung. And I'm like, ain't nobody peeing on me. But I still went.
Yeah.
So it's not
a little
true.
too R. Kelly for me.
It's not true.
Yeah. That is not true. It doesn't have any effect at all, except to humiliate you, probably.
I'm sorry, Bree.
The best treatment, the best thing to do, the first thing to do is actually, if you get stung, sometimes parts of tentacles break off and stick to you. You want to remove any remaining tentacles. Use, a stick or something hard to scrape off tentacles that might still be stuck on you, and then flush it with salt water. And then vinegar. Apply vinegar is the best treatment for that. And then maybe some heat. Put some hot water on it or something warm. That can make it feel better. The vinegar will disable the stinging cells and stop it from continuing to sting you.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're at the beach.
You're right, Bree, but I had this happen in my family. We were at the beach. Someone got stung. We didn't have vinegar, but we had Finideni.
Well, probably that would be a good thing to apply in a pinch like that. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But I think if if you're swimming at one of the public beaches with lifeguards, they have vinegar on hand, and they will use vinegar to treat any stings.
Nice. Put in your
Generally, also some heat, and then probably for the case your favorite painkiller, if you take aspirin or Tylenol or something
Cannabis,
like that,
maybe.
Maybe a little bit of pain, but generally, when I was stung last year, I was stung by a man of war, but similar conditions. Within about a half hour or so, the pain generally subsides.
Right.
There are people who have sensitivities to this, though. If you are someone with sensitivities to this, and the pain gets severe, or you have difficulty breathing, or gets very red and swollen, absolutely seek medical care right away.
How big are these things, Brent? Because I know you sent us the picture, but I didn't have any reference point. Are they like?
Okay, the box jellies we're expecting this week, we have at least two species on Guam, a larger one and a smaller one. The larger one is the one expected this week, and the bell, kind of the clear part of it, it can be up to about 3 or 4 inches tall.
So it's a little guy.
Okay. Well, that's the big one, but the tentacles can reach out for about 6 feet or so.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah, you don't have to be especially close to it
That's
to get
like
stung by it.
social distancing.
Yes.
There's no way. You know, I wanted to ask about, and I see it on Instagram all the time. People are posting videos, and I think it's in Tumon inside the reef. It's the little sharks.
Yeah, the blacktip
baby
shark. Yeah.
Yes.
Are we just seeing an increase?
God, it's
because
like don't go in the water. We got sharks. We got box jellyfish.
Should
We
be
got the pretend eel.
Yeah, what kind of sharks are they? They're
Yeah,
black
no,
tip? You said black tip?
Yeah, blacktip sharks actually show up in Tumon all the time. I could go out snorkeling any day and show you blacktips there. The babies, when they're born, they come into shallow water because their larger relatives will eat them. And so they stay shallow where they're relatively safe. As they get bigger, they'll start to head out to deeper water. But there may be a few more up close to shore than normal, but it's common to see small blacktip sharks along the shoreline in Tumon. It has been for years.
Right, and
and then you don't have to be worried about them. They're not gonna.
Not at all. No. A week ago, we had a big algae cleanup in Tumon, and we had a small blacktip swimming between our legs the whole day. Never was threatening at all. Just was kind of curious to see what we were doing.
Man, yeah, because I went to Shark's Hole last week, solo run, and when I was hiking back, I actually saw a fin. You know, while I was on the shore, and I saw a fin, the blacktip fin, going. And then I was at Petey the other day, snorkeling, and I dove down when I kind of come up. I saw another blacktip. This one was this was a solid guy. He's eating good in Petey. So, yeah, I don't know if it's just the time of year, the activity, or I'm just more in tune to it, or I've just been going in the water more. So
it's kind of the both. There seem to be 2 times a year when a lot of baby blacktips show up. One is right around now, and then one is around December, January, something like that. So it's not unusual that, public awareness now there's 6 in one group at one time, but that's been seen in years past as well.
Right.
And it just is the timing when they show up, but they're nothing to worry about at all.
What do you do?
Yeah, but when there's a baby, wouldn't you think that, well, there's a mama somewhere around?
Well, the mama's trying to eat the baby.
The mama's trying to eat the baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Absolutely.
a shark eat
That's why
shark
there's
world, Bree.
always-
It's crazy, man. You think you know somebody. Mom, is that you? Oh, damn it, Mom.
Yeah.
What do people do, though, when they're in the water and they see the sharks?
Well, hopefully just enjoy it, because generally sharks in the reefs around Guam are kind of shy of people, and they might come around a little bit, but then they'll usually take off because people are much larger than anything they would want to eat, and you're much larger than the shark as well, and so you're kind of intimidating to the sharks, and they'll generally go away.
Yeah, unless you're fishing. You know, Brent, let me tell you a story going back to Billy Bay. I went fishing with a bunch of people, and they were like way more experienced than I was, so they're like, hey, yeah, you're going to hold the bag. So you don't really want to be holding the bag of the bleeding fish in the water, and there's a lot of sharks, because what Brent said, 180. Yeah, no, they don't care how big you are. If there's blood, they're like, hey, what's going on? And I'm a big guy, and they were still like, hey, what's that? What is that, a gado? Wow, hey, you going to eat that? Hey, yeah, exactly. So if you see it, you're right, Brent, because when you do, it's going to be fast. I say just take it in and enjoy the scenery, because it's not every day you get to see something cool like that.
Right. It's unless you're doing something to attract it, like you have some food in the water, some blood in the water, something like that. But generally, just if you're out for a recreational snorkel, they're not going to stick around you too much because they're kind of shy.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, it is. Before we let you go, Brent, we're just kind of asking people, as we're all unpacking this news of the governor testing positive for COVID-19. When you heard that, just maybe give us your thoughts about it, Brent.
Well, I mean, it goes to show you that it's, anybody is susceptible to it. I'm sure that she was taking as great a care as anybody could. But if you let your guard down just a little bit, go to a quick lunch with somebody where you've got your masks up or something, it can happen to anybody at any time. So I just hope it reinforces, remind people to keep your protective measures in place at all times, the distancing and the mask, washing your hands and things like that. And as with everyone else, I'm sure we're hoping that she has a complete and relatively speedy recovery, and that it's a kind of a reminder and a role model for other people to absolutely maintain those things. It's still, we're not through it at all. It's still important to stay safe and stay healthy.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Brent.
Thanks, Brett.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Wash your hands. Then don't pee on it.
No.
Okay. All right. 7:10.
I can't believe that's just a myth.
God,
I mean,
Bree.
these guys were serious about it. Don't worry, just get in.
Do you want to talk about it? Because,
feel
like,
like
you know,
when